You're watching ESPN's coverage of Champ Week, and welcome to the Ohio Valley Conference Softball Championship on ESPN+. Coming to you live from OSF Healthcare Field at the Louisville Slugger Park in Peoria, Illinois, where we are all set for Game 4 of our quadruple header. She's Kirsten Dow. I'm Max Toma. We're all ready for this finale. Lindenwood, we get to see the first look at the Lions here today, taking on a SEMO team coming off a run rule win in 6 innings.
Yeah, I think for SEMO being able to, obviously they had to fight in that single elimination game. Now they enter the double elimination part of the bracket. They have a game underneath their belt, and for Lindenwood, this is huge coming into this game. They want to stay on the winner's side of the bracket. It's
a big one to try to stay in that winner's side and try to have as few games as possible as you can over this week at the OVC tournament. So we've already had a lot of drama throughout our first 3 games. SIUE is on the winner's bracket side. They'll take on UT Martin tomorrow after their 9-1 win in 6 innings just moments ago. And then the winner of this one gets a date with the 1 seed tomorrow at 12:30. That's an Eastern Illinois team that is back-to-back-to-back regular season champs in the OVC. And they won the conference tournament last year, and they are in attendance in the crowd for this one as well. Keeping an eye on who they will face tomorrow. Tournament bracket is presented by Discover Peoria with endless options. There's no shortage of fun to discover in Peoria. Visit peoria.org to discover what Peoria has to offer. And on the losers bracket side, it's Southern Indiana. They know they'll be playing in an elimination game tomorrow night. An elimination game is really the rest of the way. But it's TBD who they will be facing off. We'll figure out who is going to be in that matchup after this game here tonight concludes. And when we come back, it'll be the first pitch of this game. It's Lindenwood and SEMO when we come back here at Peoria.
Energy needs may change with the seasons, but saving money makes sense all year. With CenterPoint Energy's efficiency programs, it's easy. Home energy assessments help spot ways to save. Rebates can lower heating, cooling equipment costs. And our online marketplace delivers energy-saving products to your door, electric and gas savings, all from your local energy provider. See how you can save this winter by going to centerpointenergy.com/smartsavings.
Founded in 1910 in the Ohio Valley region, German American Bank has been raising the standards in banking and wealth management for over a century. We're big enough to provide the conveniences of modern banking, yet small enough to care about the people and communities we serve. Because we believe that when a community thrives, its people prosper. Strengthening our community since 1910. German American Bank.
Member FDIC. Are you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
Just about ready to get things started between SEMO and Lindenwood, our matchup of the 5 and 4 seed. To cap off the day, this is the 4th meeting between these two teams, and you look at the SEMO lineup. The biggest change from the game they played just a few hours ago is Lily Delmain moving down a few spots to the 9-hole. Kind of everybody else slots up in front of her, including Addie Martini, who moves up a couple of spots after a great first game.
Yeah, and Martini had an excellent first game down in that 8-hole and earns herself up into that 6-hole. See Gracie Luna, still there. Brannon, Shore. They had a really, really well-balanced lineup in that first game, and I think if they can get that same production in this game, they're going to give Lindenwood a real test.
Already with the win under their belts in this LVC tournament, the starting lineup is presented by Rawlings. Rawlings, the #1 softball brand worldwide and widely recognized as the mark of a pro. It's proud to be the official softball of the LVC. Smile, you're on camera. Say hi to the folks watching back at home. That's up close and personal as you get in the LVC tournament here on ESPN+. Exchanging the lineups, going over the ground rules. As we are getting set to get underway. So these two teams faced off against each other back in mid to late April, and it was actually a series sweep. The Lindenwood Lions won all 3 games, 7-3, 5-0, and 6-3. And it was really a note, as I told you, Eastern Illinois is looking on at who they will potentially play tomorrow, doing a little scouting. See, they got the memo that I did not get. They all have blankets. They're wearing sweatshirts. Everybody looks very comfortable in the crowd, which is nice to see. They're doing the preparation, right?
And Max, you do not look very comfortable currently.
I have been shivering for about 6 hours, but, that's just me. I'm weak. But that sweep, in the eyes of SEMO's head coach, Mark Redburn, he kind of noted that being mostly like a turning point for the team because it was at home. They had 50-plus alumni in attendance, and they dropped 3 games. Well, they've won 5 of the last 6 series. That is the lone one they lost, and they got swept. Since then, though, different mentality, different approach, and this looks like almost a brand-new team.
Yeah, and talked to Coach Redburn before the first game, and we were just kind of chatting about kind of what was the turning point, and he just mentions that the team had a team meeting and they kind of just had a chat about what do we want the rest of the season to look like, and kind of all came together and they made some moves and ultimately kind of rallied the troops and able to define what the rest of their season looked like and set themselves up as a 5 seed in this tournament, which definitely gives them a fighting chance. But like we talked about, anytime SEMO is in a tournament, I think there's always a chance for them to make a run, and I think if you're Lindenwood, you have to take this game incredibly seriously because SEMO just has when they click like they did last game, offense, defense, pitching, they're a really, really hard team to beat.
They always fight the battle for that final 3 and 4 spot, too, and SEMO just coming in behind in the 5th spot. Ava Ryson will get this start. It's our first look at Lindenwood. Taryn Brown, Kylie Crowder, and Emily Geary across the outfield. Anna Sanders, Madison Knoll, Dallas Darnell, and Tori Hatton on the infield with Jolie McMinn doing the catching. And most notably maybe is Ava Ryson with a 2.46 earned run average. She hasn't made a ton of starts, 12 starts throughout the year, but 2.46 ERA for a true freshman. And welcome to the OVC tournament. You're getting the ball and in the circle game 1.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, obviously, Avery Wapp dealing with an injury, probably, if not injured, probably the one to get the nod. But I love it, giving the freshman the nod and like you said, welcoming her to the OVC. And we talked about just how important it is for these teams to stay on the winner's side of the bracket. Your path to the championship, to Championship Saturday, is so much more reasonable, and you're able to kind of better balance your lineup when you can stay on the winner's side of the bracket. But when you get down in that loser's bracket, you have to claw your way out of there.
So Ava Ryson amazed a group that, we talked about some young teams throughout this day. This is not one of them. They have a true freshman that gets the ball in a big-time spot. But this is a batting order that has 5 seniors to go with another junior upperclassman in there too. And you ask and chat with Aaron Brown, who's in year 6 with this Lions team, about how this team has steadily progressed and why they're so much better this year. And really, they're across the board top 2 or 3 in most offensive categories and in ERA. It's a very balanced squad, and a lot of it is just, hey, we're a year older, we're a year smarter, we're a year better, we're a year wiser. And this group has just really grown together. A lot of them have come back and stayed with this program. And obviously some of the newcomers like Ava Ryson have been very effective too.
Yeah, and I think we've seen the evolution. I've had the opportunity to call the OVC tournament the last 3 years, and the first year I called it, it was kind of we're just happy to be here, and we want these players to get experience. And last year it was like, yes, this was our goal, but we want to win a few games. Now this year they really have their eyes set on making a run into this tournament, and I think every year under Coach Brown they've progressed and excelled, and I think these seniors are a big reason for that.
Ryson gets the ball. She has faced SEMO twice on the road on April 18th and the 19th, and combined between those 2 starts, 9 innings shutout. Allowed 6 hits, walked 3, punched down 4. She was incredible in that key sweep towards the middle of April. And that series you could really look to and say is the difference in why one of these teams has the 4 next to their name and the other one has the 5, and why we haven't seen Lindenwood have to play yet until this nightcap. Camden Hutton, the second baseman, to get things started. That top 5 in the lineup stays the same from earlier today, and a leaping crab to get things started. Dallas Darnell wasting no time. 2 pitches in with a web jab.
Number 12, Madison.
Oh, there's getting your feet underneath you in a tournament setting, and then there's leaving your feet to do so. That was a nice play. Madison Winkler belts one in the air out towards deep left center field, and it's gone. Madison Winkler. A loud swing to get Simo on the board in this first inning.
Madison Winkler, the senior,
Madison Winkler
leads the team in batting average. First pitch swinging just comes out, and just a beautiful, smooth swing. Takes that pitch the other way to the deepest part of the ballpark. That was a no-doubter off the bat. Big-time momentum swing. Huge way to start this game for SEMO, picking up right where they left off.
Madison Winkler goes oppo, and over the last 9 games, a 9-game hitting streak in which she's hitting, including that at bat, exactly 500, 15 for her last 30. Maybe the most impressive swing we've seen from anybody across these 4 games. Up to the alley the other way and leaving the yard.
I mean, SEMO, these first 3 hitters really barreling up balls. They're not letting Rysum get settled into this game at all. We saw Darnell make an absolute excellent play. And then Winkler with the shot. And now Shore barreling up balls. That was the first off-speed pitch. I think a really good time to show that off-speed pitch, just to show these hitters, even if you can't throw it for a strike, which she did there, but even just to show these hitters, like, hey, I have this. You can't just sit on my hard stuff.
I think even first time through the order, Rysum keenly aware of the fact that I might have to go to the full arsenal, even this early. Got to try to find a way to get these hitters off balance. Shore had 3 homers in the regular season. Pounds this into the turf, left side. Null sets and throws for out number 2.
Now by the catcher, number 28, Reagan Brannon.
Reagan Brannon was as impressive as any Red Hawk at the plate earlier today. Nothing but productive plate appearances all 4 times. A double, 2 singles, 4 RBIs. That includes 1 via a sac fly. With how she has been swinging it lately, this is exactly how you'd like to face her if you're Lindenwood. 2 outs, base is empty. Tapper back the way of Knoll, this time charging off balance. And it's time to get her by a step and a half. Quick first inning, but it includes Madison Winkler opposite field, a home run. And SEMO's got the lead. Lindenwood coming up to bat for the first time, but they will come up trailing after Winkler hitting 500 during this lengthy hitting streak. Strikes going the other way.
From Southeast Missouri, Brittany Afalter, Elliott Stinson, and Madison Winkle. And from Lindenwood, Kylie Crowder.
Hey girls, swung the new mantra yet?
No, but I heard that bat is insane.
Y'all want to swing for it?
Yeah, we do, but we know how that went last time.
Yeah.
Let's go, girls, come on. Man, y'all can stand on your own. I guess I'll give you a couple.
We'll actually take 4.
Mantra, power on repeat.
Ready for a local getaway that feels like a world of its own? Escape the ordinary and discover the charm of Southern Illinois. With local wineries, live concerts, farmers markets, and scenic trails to explore, there's an adventure tailored for every taste bud and passion. Our breathtaking lakes offer endless possibilities for adventure. Rent boats, jet skis, or kayaks, and explore our world. Visit Southern Illinois. Start your adventure today.
What's it like to be a student athlete in the OVC? We rise to challenges and challenge others to rise with us. We show respect, we lead by example. In the OVC, we become champions on and off the field. That's OVC Sports, and you've got to OVC it.
With a 1-0 lead, Willow Van Haren takes center stage. The lefty, the junior from Holdenville, Oklahoma. And pumps in a first pitch strike. 4.45 ERA this year, 5-7 the record. 70 strikeouts, 70 walks in 89 2/3 innings. That's a fair share of both.
Yeah, absolutely. That's kind of something on the slash line that I always look at is walks to strikeouts. Kind of tells a lot about a pitcher, but she's even 70 and 70. She's going to strike out quite a few hitters, but she's also going to give up a lot of free passes. And so if you're Lindenwood, I think it's super important to watch some of the hitters ahead of you and see what she's pitching off of. You've already seen her throw that off-speed pitch twice and trying to come up with a good game plan.
This is a lineup that has seen a lot of Willow Van Haren this year because she didn't just throw in one game or two games. She threw in all three in that series. Went the distance, going 7 innings and a loss where she gave up 6 earned. And then the other two, she went 4 2/3 and 3 2/3. So 15 1/3 innings over the course of just a little over 24 hours. And that was only 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and that's where Lindenwood has a little bit of an advantage. Obviously, SEMO had to play that first game, and they saw who they were going to throw, and they ultimately ended up, throwing Stinson. And so you probably can predict that you're going to see Van Haren, and so that's something immediately you're telling your players, hey, go look at those clips. Go look at your at-bats against this pitcher and see how they threw to you, because those are the same at-bats that SEMO is going to be looking at and scouting. And so you're probably going to know how you're going to get pitched to just by the way you were pitched to early in the season, just looking at those at-bats.
2-2 floats a little low. Madison Knoll, the junior from Oak Creek, Wisconsin. And draws a free pass to get things started. 148th game started for her across her 3 years. And she does a lot of that. 35 walks on the season. OBP, 423 entering today. She has been brilliant at the top. Straw that stirs the drink for the likes of Anna Sanders and company to follow.
That's what you want in a leadoff hitter, a hitter who's going to see a ton of pitches, right? You always have those hitters that come up and love to swing at the first few pitches, but that leadoff spot, you want someone to see a few pitches, kind of get an idea of how Van Haren's throwing, and it's going to give a good idea for the next few hitters.
Sanders up the middle. That's going to continue her hit streak. 21 games in a row. The last time Anna Sanders played a game and didn't record a hit was March 22nd at Tennessee Tech.
Impressive stat line right there. Almost a for sure thing that if she's playing, she's going to find her way on base.
The average came in at 399. I'm sure that probably got it up and over 400. She's got 30 stolen bases, too. So there's a lot of speed aboard at first and second as Kylie Crowder sends one sky high. That's corralled by Miles. That's a big out to get Kylie Crowder.
Stepping to plate, the first baseman, number 10, Tori Hatton.
It brings up Tori Hatton, a senior from Troy, Michigan. This is a staple bat in the lineup for this program for 4 years. This would mark her 193rd start, and she has never once come off the bench. 1 for 9 versus Moorhead State over the weekend. 0 for 6 over her last 2 games. And lays off ball 2. 42 RBIs. That smashed her career high of 24 as a junior. It's also tied a career high at doubles and a career high in stolen bases with 7. And now really in the driver's seat. A 4-year starter.
And if you're Tori Hatton, I think you have the green light if it's where you like it.
Bases loaded, second walk of the inning. Just the 10th walk drawn by Hatton this year. And already a quick trip out to the rubber. So Simo gets the lead on one swing, a home run the other way to left center. And now with just one out, bases loaded, Jolie McMinn, the catcher, coming up, and Lindenwood trying to land a punch right back.
Yeah, Coach Brown talked about just the resilience of this team and just the energy that this team has and this dugout has, and it just seems like they never get too down on themselves, and you saw that even after that home run. You know, they come right back in the dugout and get their sticks and go up and have quality at bats. You can hear the dugout. The dugout has a ton of energy and didn't let that home run phase them. And I think just the evolution of this Lindenwood team, you have to give so much credit to Coach Brown. And you talked about Tori Hatton, a 4-year starter. You look up and down this lineup, a ton of seniors that have contributed to this program for a really long time and has put a lot of trust in them early on in their career. So now it's paying off here as their seniors.
Yeah, Jolie McMinn, this is game 153 for her, start 137. I mean, on most teams, that might be the most experienced player with a particular program, but not for Lindenwood. Bases loaded, one away. That's ball one inside. She's got a 6-game hit streak, 9 for her last 15. It's a 600 average over 6 games in which she's driven in 10. All 9 of those hits have been singles. We've seen a few good takes on pitches, just a little bit up, where it's taken almost their full weight to hold back. Willow Van Haren has walked 2 and allowed a single. And McMinn goes after it, but pops it up on the infield. Martini, 2 down.
Good pitch there by Van Haren. Again, continues to work up in the zone against McMinn and gets her to pop out. That's 2 infield flyouts for Lindenwood.
Now it's the one freshman in the lineup. The designated player, Carter Skillman, out of Blue Valley Southwest High School. He'll take strike 1. Has hit safely in 7 of her last 9 games. A 4-year starter back in high school. First at bat for her ever in the OVC tournament. And jams it back foul. 0-2. Her 35th start. One of the young guns on this very veteran-laden squad. 7 RBIs on the season. She's drawn 19 walks. It's a great spot to miss.
A really good spot to miss. And if you're Carter Skillman, you can't watch that pitch go by a second time or you're going to get rung up. That was too close to take with 2 strikes. Got bailed out there probably by the umpire.
Goes back that way and gets the swing and a miss. What a gutsy, brilliant job from Willow Van Haren to get out of this jam. The junior with the bases loaded and 1 out gets a pop-up and then a big K of the freshman Carter Skillman. And Simo maintains a 1-0 lead as we turn it over to the second here at Peoria.
The OVC would like to thank Rawlings for being an official corporate sponsor.
you ready to take your money to new heights? Get a flexible high-yield checking account that lets you customize your interest rate so you can keep your finances headed in the right direction. With Elevate Checking from United Fidelity Bank, you're in control of how much you earn. You can raise your rate with a few easy steps. Get more ways to earn more with Elevate Checking and start earning 4.00% APY. Learn more at unitedfidelity.com/elevate or visit your local banking center.
In Kentucky, we're moving forward together. Our businesses are winning, and our families are thriving. Because Kentucky is a place where business is fast, but the pace of life is just right. Now, we're looking at a new Kentucky, one where good jobs and a good life are possible for everyone. Y'all interested? We don't blame you. So come explore your new Kentucky home.
Top or two between two teams who have been playing well down the stretch. Seamo's won 7 in a row. Lindenwood has won their last 3. That's rocketed out towards right center. Luna splits the gap, think it 2. Throw all the way in, tag, not in time. That was bang, bang. Good one-hop throw from Geary, but it's a leadoff double for Gracie Luna.
Gracie Luna just continues to pepper balls all over the field. Able to sneak in, really good slide there. Good relay out from Geary in right field. Makes a great throw over to Knoll at second, but Luna beats the tag, and Luna just continues to barrel up balls, doing such a nice job of letting balls get deep and hitting balls the opposite way. She's gone gap to gap in both games and just really seeing the ball well. And I feel like just for these SEMO hitters in general is they're all seem to just be really seeing the ball well, 1 through 9. And we talked about it. They seem to just be peaking at the right time.
That struck well out deep towards left field, off the middle of the wall. Luna flying around third. She's going to come home and score. Back-to-back doubles as Addie Martini comes through yet again.
Sound like a broken record, but Martini just continues to be red hot. You know you're seeing the ball so well when you can take a ball like that, an off-speed pitch, wait enough, and drive that over the left fielder's head. I mean, just an excellent piece of hitting. Addie Martini having herself an absolute day today.
Martini is 4 for 4 across 2 games. 2 singles, a double, a home run, and 3 runs batted in. And Gracie Luna, who started the inning with that double the other way to right center, 3 for 5 with 3 doubles in the tournament so far. And this is also, right on the heels of Lindenwood having a golden opportunity to at least come back and tie the game, but failing to do so.
Yeah, you hit the nail right on the head. I mean, that's it's so important in these games. When you get runners in scoring position with less than 2 outs, bases loaded, you've got to capitalize. A team as good as SEMO is going to come back and make you pay. And credit to SEMO coming in, not letting that phase them, grabbing their sticks, and just coming up ready to hit the ball. Back-to-back doubles. But just between Martini and Luna and even Winkler, and they seem to just be barreling balls.
Even this ground ball out for Miles is at least pulled on the ground and advances the runner to third. A lot of the outs have even been either productive or just still intelligent at bats. Like you try to pull it hard and get on top of it. You'd love to get a base hit, but worst case in that scenario, you get somebody to third with still less than 2 down.
And I think that's what Coach Redburn's frustration was early in the year is he scheduled a really, really tough non-conference schedule because he saw how talented this team was going to be, and he thought that they were going to be to that level to be able to withstand that challenge. And that's, you're seeing glimpses of it in the last few series of the regular season. And then into even postseason, how good this team can be. It just took them a while to just find their footing, and so had a frustrating early half of the season, but have really started to come around and
Now
find their
back to the
identity
number
and
6,
find a
Lily
rhythm and get in a
Delmain.
groove.
And that's exactly what we just talked about. Pretty much a carbon copy of the last swing, but with the middle infielders back. The ground ball to second from a falter, plates a run. You got a runner on second with nobody out there. Nothing hit out of the infield. 2 batters later, you've got one more run.
And those are the little things that people don't see that get worked on every single day in practice, is getting those reads. Luna over there at third base, she was what we call rolling, so anything hit, she was going to go. And seeing that ball down immediately and getting a good jump, you're not safe at home if you don't get a good jump. But that's just not something that happens overnight. They practice those over and over and over and over again, getting good reads. If you see the ball down, you are taking off for home. And I think that those are the little things that we talked about. You have to be really honed into the details in the postseason if you want to make a run.
Lily Delmain takes the ball away. And those at-bats from Miles and a falter don't look like a ton. But they bring home another run. They added the lead. They make it 3. And you know when those two got back into the dugout, they were getting plenty of high fives for productive outs. Pulled on the ground. It's right off of Sanders. Kicks towards short. No play. And a 2-out base runner as Lily Delmain reaches on the E5.
I'd be interested to know if Coach Redburn maybe has the off-speed pitch, because these SEMO hitters are doing a nice job of sitting on the changeup. That's the second or third hard hit ball now on an off-speed pitch. And when you see players and see hitters barreling up off-speed pitches, that always makes you question, myself as a catcher and as a hitter, if someone has the changeup picked, because when multiple players are barreling up the changeup, it starts to make you question if someone might be tipping that off.
Back to the top with Camden Hutton, who hit one on the barrel but was robbed of a base hit from a leaping Dallas Darnell at second.
I could see Coach Redburn putting on a hit and run here. Good count, 1-1 count, 2 outs, try and make something happen.
Shallow center field coming on, having to play it. Off the turf is Crowder. The throw gets away. It's off the fencing of the dugout. That's a fortunate break, really. Could have led to a free 60 feet and another run. But 2 more in scoring position for SEMO.
And another just small little detail, being able to go first to third on that is huge. Even with 2 outs, you're running on contact, and Delmain gets a really good jump and is able to go first to third on that. Those are the little things. Again, that allows Hutton to move up to second base. Now, rather than runners on first and second with 2 outs, you have runners on second and third, and those 60 feet are huge.
2 on, 2 out, 2 runs already in. As Ava Rysam steps aside, and we will step aside with her.
What's it like to be a student athlete in the OVC? We rise to challenges and challenge others to rise with us. We show respect. We lead by example. In the OVC, we become champions on and off the field. That's OVC Sports, and you've got to OVC it.
At SEMO, college is more than the buildings or the classrooms. It's a place where you find your peers, where diverse cultures and ideas thrive, where we come together as more than a campus. We are a community of teachers, businesses, organizations, and fellow students dedicated to your success. Having a community behind you is a great opportunity, and SEMO makes those opportunities real.
The sophomore from Smithton, Illinois, comes in and gives up a smash extra base hit to left center. Winkler strikes again, a 2-run double. That makes it 5-0 SEMO.
Madison Winkler with just another excellent piece of hitting the ball to the opposite field, hitting that left center field gap. That's when you know you are seeing the ball well and you are feeling yourself. Just absolutely excellent job, excellent piece of hitting. Again, those 60 feet are so important. Scored 2 with the smart base running and able to get runners on second and third.
You think about those last 2 swings. I mean, you'd love to teach anybody to be able to swing it like Madison Winkler the other way to left center for a home run and for a double.
Yeah, I think that's a misconception is you can't have power hitting the opposite way. And I try and tell a lot of my hitters is that was my bread and butter is when you can let the ball get deep, you can see so much more of the ball. You have so much more ability to see pitches, track them, stay through the ball, stay inside the ball. A lot of times when you get really pull happy and you're pulling a lot of balls, you really cut down a lot of balls that you can hit hard.
Short takes away, 1 ball, 2 strikes. She grounded out to short her first time up. I mean, we have seen some incredible offensive performances top to bottom in this SEMO lineup. Sanders goes and gets her hop and will retire short to end the inning. But 8 come up to the plate, 4 come around to score. SEMO has already gotten to the Lindenwood bullpen, and through 1.5 here at Peoria, it's Redhawks leading the Lions 5-0.
Hey girls, swung the new mantra yet?
No, but I heard that bat is insane.
Y'all want to swing for it?
Yeah, we do, but we know how that went last time.
Yeah.
Let's go, girls. Come on. And y'all can stand on your own. I guess I'll give you a couple.
We'll actually take 4.
Mantra, power on repeat.
Ready for a local getaway that feels like a world of its own? Escape the ordinary and discover the charm of Southern Illinois. With local wineries, live concerts, farmers markets, and scenic trails to explore, there's an adventure tailored for every taste bud and passion. Our breathtaking lakes offer endless possibilities for adventure. Rent boats, jet skis, or kayaks, and explore our world. Visit Southern Illinois. Start your adventure today.
What's it like to be a student athlete in the OVC? We rise to challenges and challenge others to rise with us. We show respect. We lead by example. In the OVC, we become champions on and off the field. That's OVC Sports, and you've got to OVC it.
Early 5-run cushion for Willow Van Haren. She's got to love this start because bases were loaded against her with 1 out back in the first inning. She somehow maneuvered through that, got McMinn to pop up on the infield, struck out Skillman swinging, and then her team has her back and puts up a 4 spot to boot. And now she's dealing with 7, 8, and 9. Emily Geary coming up first. Loop job, foul territory, and out of room. Oh, 2 count on the senior from Valley Park, Missouri. It was 1 for 7 over the weekend, but did have a home run. That home run came in game 2, and maybe that gets her going again. It was the lone run at a 1-0 victory versus Morehead State. And over the last 12 games, she's just 3 for 31. Even though the numbers on the year impressive, 8 homers, 33 runs batted in, 17 extra base hits across 44 starts. Didn't miss by much. She's taken a huge step forward in her roll, her power, her hit tool, you name it. Swing and miss has still been there, but everything else has improved drastically. Swing and a miss. Down she goes. That's back-to-back Ks for Van Haren.
Back-to-back Ks, and Van Haren is fired up.
Number 2, Dallas Darnell.
Goes upstairs, gets Darnell to chase, and Van Haren pumping her glove, fired up. That's what you want to see if you're the SEMO coaching staff. She's come out and just started to attack these hitters. You can see she just has a different level of intensity right now. The way she's finishing her pitches, the way she's receiving the ball back, she's fired up.
Elliott Stinson went the distance. 6 innings in their earlier win today, 10-2. And off to a flourishing start here in this game. This is a team that's accustomed to playing deep into the week in this tournament. Won it all in a tight one, 4-2, 2 years ago versus Eastern Illinois. And played a couple of really tight regional games. You wonder where they will send the OVC tournament champ this year. Obviously, last year, the Panthers got a date with the eventual national champs down in Austin. They were quick to point out in our call they did have the lead early on in that matchup. That's cracked out towards left center. We're going to touch down for a base hit. Dallas Darnell with a 1-out opposite field single. This is her 195th game with Lindenwood.
Number left fielder, number 14,
I mean, how often
Terrence
nowadays across
Brown.
the college sports landscape, any team, any level, do you see this many seniors that we're honored to have been with the team and productive for that long?
Yeah, I mean, it just with the same team all 4 years, I think that speaks volumes about the coaching staff and about the ability for them to get their players to buy into what they're building. Obviously, Lindenwood moved from D2 up to D1, and had some growing pains in that, right? I think anybody moving up from that D2 level to D1, you're going to have some growing pains, but Coach Brown has really built a program with an identity, and I think this senior class has to take a ton of credit for that. They've built this program, they've made this program what it is, and just have to give them so much credit.
That's a fair ball. It skips behind a falter, but not far enough for an extra base to be advanced. But Darnell and Taryn Brown now, the 8 and 9 hitters, with back-to-back base hits, and this was just tucked inside the chalk.
Yeah, and it doesn't always have to look pretty when you're chasing 5 runs. You just gotta pass the baton and just go kind of station to station. Don't have to do too much. Doesn't take one swing of the bat. You just got to keep going station to station, getting runners on.
I mean, across their first 4 outs that they've made, they've had 5 base runners already. Absolutely no reason to panic. And now you're back at the top of the order. Madison Knoll, who in her first time up, threw her 35th walk of the season, and this time Terrell's went out towards deep center field. It's off the wall. A run's going to score, and in at second, Madison Knoll, the shortstop, with an RBI double.
Madison Knoll with a huge clutch hit to get this Lindenwood team on the board. Takes that to the deepest part of the ballpark.
Third baseman, number 29, Anna Sanders.
Able to walk in with an RBI stand-up double, and just 1 out for Lindenwood.
They have been consistently barreling up the softball against Van Haren. Not the case this time, though. Another pop-up on the infield. Making the call in to catch Martini. And certainly in the eyes of the Lions and of Aaron Brown, they should have more runs than they do, but the situational hitting has been a little lackluster. We've seen a few already. Pop-ups on the infield with a runner in third and less than 2 down.
Yeah, and I'm someone who loves to be aggressive as a hitter, loves to see hitters be aggressive, but I just think some of these Lindenwood hitters are a little too aggressive, especially with runners in scoring position. We've seen just a few lazy fly ball outs early in the count. With runners in scoring position, you got to get a ball that you can at least get to the grass to score a run, whether it's on a sac fly or just get to the grass. And so I think for some of these hitters, they're just a little bit antsy. They're a little bit early. They're swinging a little too early in the count. You know Van Haren's going to throw strikes. She's been pounding the zone. You know you're going to get a strike. It's just trying to have a solid approach and stick to it.
Kylie Crowder hit one of those pop-ups on the infield. Pounds it on the ground towards Miles at third. Close play, but they get the out to end the inning. 3 base hits with just 1 run, a couple stranded in scoring position. The Lions are on the board, but this is back-to-back innings where they might be left begging for a little bit more.
Fans, welcome to Peoria.
Madison Knoll picks up the RBI double on the rocket off the wall in center. And Lindenwood strikes for the first time in this tournament.
Energy needs may change.
First pitch hunting, it's sharply towards the third base dugout. Kirsten Dalmax home with you. Game 4 of 4 on this Wednesday opening day of the LVC tournament. Woke up this morning with 8 teams vying for that crown that'll be awarded on Saturday. Just 6 remain. And after tomorrow, it'll be dwindled down to 4. And back-to-back innings of the leadoff base hit. As Brandon, who was finally retired back in the first inning, is immediately right back to work.
Yeah, another hit on an off-speed pitch. Either one of two things. These players just have really good approaches and are seeing the ball, or Coach Redburn has something and is able to tip it off to the dugout. But regardless, I mean, these SEMO hitters just continue to barrel up balls.
Entering the game to run for the Red Hawks, number 21, Abby Robbins.
Abby Robbins will pitch run at first for Brandon.
And stepping to the plate, the designated player.
And that brings up really the meat of the order in this game. And Luna and then Martini went back-to-back with doubles. Last time through the lineup, out in front this time. Full spinorama after that swing.
Luna was trying to hit that ball into the cornfields over there. I mean, she had finished her swing, I think, before the pitch had even crossed home plate.
And we've lauded her ability to spray it to all parts of the field. I mean, the last double came out to right center. That's a good stop for McMinn. I mean, you could see where they're shaded in the outfield. I mean, Brown's hugging the line in left, but Geary's also hugging the line in right. And the alleys are huge. 3 for 5 with 3 doubles in the tournament so far. This time gets underneath it for the first down.
Is there anybody hotter than Addie Martini right now?
I mean, it has been something else. RBI double her last time up. It's the reason they moved her up in the lineup. 4 for 4, homer, double, 2 singles. It's nearly another base knock. Sometimes the tournament setting brings out the best in people. That's been the case for the sophomore shortstop. I mean, not just this year, but also as a freshman, when she didn't get a heck of a lot of starts, about half the season, but did start the final 7 games. And she had an OVC tournament walk-off single that eliminated Lindenwood. So maybe she just loves playing this team in Peoria.
I think you always just have that team, have those moments. I certainly did in my career. There's no rhyme or reason, but you just have teams that you seem to have success off of, certain pitchers you have success off of.
And the same can be true about ballparks, too. And if you're coming here year in and year out and you swing it well here, sometimes that just will hold. Just foul again. Did you have a road ballpark or two in your college days that you could remember, whether it was maybe a batter's eye or for something where just for some reason you locked into a different level?
Yeah, for whatever reason, the two ballparks I remember vividly is Mississippi State and Auburn, where I just always seem to have success against those teams. Specifically at Mississippi State, there is a left-handed pitcher in my day that I just always seem to tattoo. But you know, for a lot of these hitters, you just it's so interesting from one hitter to the next. Someone's seeing a ball so well, and the other person having a hard time.
Martini expands and goes down swinging, but swiping second is the pitch runner Robbins. First time Martini has made it out today.
Now by the third baseman, number 10, Sydney Miles.
Coach Redburn continues to be aggressive. Every run matters. Tries to get a runner in scoring position, even with 2 outs.
And that just drilled Sydney Miles. So after Rolanitis gets her first K, that's the first free pass that she has allowed. So 2 on, 2 away.
14, Brittany Affolter.
That brings up Brittany Affolter. Picked up an RBI her first time up on a ground ball to second. SEMO got 1 in the first, 4 in the second. Lindenwood got 1 back in their second. This feels like a game that's been played a little bit more evenly than what the scoreline might indicate, though. The Lions have had a ton of traffic, and they could have gotten a couple more runs without the aid of a base hit. They are just 1 for 6 with runners at scoring position.
Yeah, I think also SEMO's 2 for 5 with 2 outs. And anytime you can get those clutch 2-out hits, so important.
And one of those was the 2-run double last inning from Winkler. That was the first batter that Samantha Rolanitis came in and faced. It was the first pitch she threw.
And this time through the order, you're seeing these SEMO hitters take massive swings. I think a lot of them feeling really good.
Strike 3 called. Affolter goes down looking. A couple of Ks for Rolanitis. And it's the first time in this game that SEMO is held off the board. They strand a pair. Biggest pitch so far today for the Lions as they try to snag momentum back in that third base dugout. They'll grab the sticks home half of the third when we return.
ESPN Plus, the league's exclusive stream.
Sun's been going in and out, but it's shining bright right now. 57 degrees, 11 miles per hour. The wind we've been experiencing with some big gusts throughout the day. Backhanded play. Martini goes to the turf. Throw in time. Torrey Hatton retired to start the third. And some great defense just continues to show out. Weather Track is presented by Field Turf, a world leader in artificial turf.
Now by the catcher, number 12, Jolie McMahon.
And that'll bring up Jolie McMahon. One run on 4 hits so far for Lindenwood. They have left 5 on through the first 2 innings. Shore going back. It's the second baseman going over, though, and Hutton. 2 quick outs. This is exactly what Van Haren needs.
Yeah, and that was well, Hutton made look like a really routine play, but those are always hard balls going towards foul territory. But you could hear, even from up here, her team yelling, room, 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 room. And again, those are the little things that help you win and lose ball games.
Carter Skillman, who struck out swinging with the bases loaded in that first inning. They had him packed with 1 out. Van Haren able to wiggle her way through, putting up a 0. Didn't miss by much. 2 balls, no strikes. And it just feels like, I mean, the effort in game 1 and into game 2 of the day for SEMO in the circle. It's not like either starters had the A stuff, but just grinding away. The offense has helped them out, certainly, taking some pressure off their backs. How quality the ABs have been, and this should be a quick 3 up, 3 down inning. It is. Falter makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down for Willow Van Haren, and it's still 5-1. All the momentum on the side of SEMO as they look for a 2-0 day here in Central Illinois.
Leading off the center fielder,
Top of the
6,
4th.
Lily Delmain.
SEMO up by 4, and they'll bring 9-1 and 2. Delmain, Hutton, and Winkler. One pitch and 1 out. We just saw the fastest half inning of the game. That's exactly what Samantha Rolanitis would like. A quick 3 up, 3 down inning of her own. But now she'll deal with the top of the order. And on deck is Madison Winkler, who's been unbelievable in this game. And first pitch strike.
Good take there by Hutton. First pitch off speed. Let that one go. Give yourself something hard you can hit.
Falls behind 0-2.
Definitely for these SEMO hitters, they're seeing a lot more off speed with Rolanitis.
And a 3-pitch K, and that was filthy from Samantha Rolanitis.
Now by right fielder, number 12, Madison Winkler.
It's a really, really good off-speed pitch. Just absolutely dies right at the end. Looks like kind of an off-speed drop or just an off-speed with a lot of English on it.
She's got 3 Ks in the last 5 batters that she has faced. And that brings up Winkler, who has just been peppering left center field, and that alley looks expansive out there. Double and a home run. This time pulls it softly on the ground towards Darnell. And there is the 3 up, 3 down inning the doctor ordered for Samantha Rolanitis in Lindenwood. We're halfway home. The Lions, the 4 seed, trailing the 5 seed Redhawks 5-1. Half of the 4th inning, Lindenwood still trailing by 4. Got the bottom 3 due up as we complete the second time through the lineup against Willow Van Haren. Emily Geary's up first. Got 2 senior lefty hitters against this lefty starter. SEMO's got the lead, but it feels like momentum somewhat kind of up in the air. Either team could snatch it. Lions have had a lot of quality at bats today. A lot of traffic on the bases. This is cracked out deep towards left center field, on its way at the warning track, and it's going to drop down. It short hops the wall. And Emily Geary with a high arcing leadoff double.
Yeah, Lindenwood just continues to barrel up balls. They're getting runners on base, and they're getting them on base with less than 2 outs. They just need that one clutch hit to kind of start the rally. See if Dallas Darnell can continue to carry this momentum. SEMO doesn't have anybody up in the bullpen.
Darnell singled and scored her first time up against Van Haren. Similar to that situation that SEMO was in earlier. Runner at second, nobody out. Really, you pull anything on the ground here, you'd at least move the runner over. Swinging away. Pops it up, foul towards third, and on top of the dugout. Big spot. We're to the back half of this game. Lindenwood trying to cut into the deficit. They've got 5 hits. 3 of them have come from 7, 8, and 9. Darnell takes just off the outside corner. Was 0 for 8 versus Morehead State over the weekend, but in the series prior, she was 4 for 9 and drove in 3. Had 2 extra base hits in that series versus the Leatherneck 2. 2-2, little tapper. This will at least move the runner over. Got to be quick. The glove flip, and it pulls Shore off the base.
And that might just be the break Lindenwood needed.
Now by left fielder, number 14, Taryn Brown.
Runners on first and third, nobody out. 9-hitter up, gonna try and turn this order on top of itself. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of luck. They've been having fairly quality at bats. Barreling balls up, they just haven't seemed to find that clutch hit.
Taryn Brown. Good things can happen situationally when you put the ball in play on the ground, and especially when you have good speed. Speed that gets you that infield base hit. That speed that makes Hutton have to hurry there. Brown in the air, shallow center. Delmain has to play it on a bounce. An RBI single for the 9th spot, and Taryn Brown, who's 2 for 2. And now Lindenwood's going to bring the tying run to the plate. 7, 8, and 9 begin the 4th inning with back-to-back-to-back base hits.
Looks like we're going to see a defensive change here.
I believe Jaylee Walther is going to go out there in center. Delmain would move down in the order to the 9 spot for this game. And now she is replaced in center.
In the game in center field for the Redhawks, number 15, Jaylee Walther.
So Walther, the freshman outfielder, comes in.
And now batting for the Lions, the shortstop, number 22, Madison.
That is
No.
really something to keep an eye on the rest of this inning of the game. Back to the top of the order. How about this start to the home half of the 4th inning? Madison Knoll, who doubled a run homer last time up, blasted one out towards the wall in left center, has also walked. Trying to mount the comeback. Good pitch in there for a strike.
Yeah, really nice job. Back-to-back off-speed pitches by Willow Van Haren. Sets herself up to either go hard in, stay away, and just 3 pitches, 3 strikes. Really, really nice bounce back K for Willow Van Haren. Paints the outside corner with the drop ball.
Anna Sanders.
Comes right back, and K's Madison Knoll looking. And that's 4 straight strikes. There had to be somewhat of a thought that that ball hung up in the air a long time in the shallow center. It could have been caught. They made the switch. And Van Haren is taking it herself right now. 1 for 2 day at the plate, on the ground towards second. Hutton to Martini, and they get 1. At the corners now, 2 down in this Lindenwood 4th.
Really heads-up play there by Martini. A little late getting over to second base for the feed, and no, she has no play at first base and does the smart thing and just holds the ball. There's no reason to force that to first base, or you have no chance.
Only bad things happen if you make that throw. You're not going to get the out, but you could potentially allow the run to score if things go haywire. Kylie Crowder, first and third situation. this was a timer violation, so it's 1-0. And now Crowder takes a strike. 0 for 2. Pop up to third, ground out to third. The senior from Belleville, Illinois, who's driven in 26. Had a 9-game hit streak that was snapped on Friday. Players won the other way and not down 1-2. During that 9-game hit streak, she was 13 for 30, hitting .433 with 11 runs batted in and 8 runs scored after just starting 11 games a year ago. They've gotten another run back, but looking for more.
Yeah, and if I'm Willow Van Haren, I'm going to keep climbing the ladder. You got Crowder to fly out in her first at-bat. Keep going up. Goes with something soft. I think that's a good pitch. Good pitch down, soft, and now follow that up with hard, something up. See if you can get Crowder to chase.
Good pitch to go on as Sanders takes second. Now his single could make it a 1-run game. Crowder does lift it in the air, left side of the infield. Right back to Miles. She's hit it that way all 3 times. And Lindenwood, they get a run back, but they have left 7 aboard through 4 innings. And they trail SEMO by 3. Well, it's been going back and forth, momentum-wise, over the last few innings. SEMO led 5-0 through an inning and a half. Lindenwood's gotten a couple back since, but 7 stranded over 4 innings. Kind of just missing that timely hit.
Yeah, you just heard Coach Redburn hit the ball to the right side. I think the last few at-bats, they've gotten away from letting the ball get deep. And they've pulled some off the end of their bat, and he's really encouraging his players. Hit the ball the other way. Let the ball get deep. Let the ball travel. Good things happen when you hit the ball to the opposite field. But credit to Rolanitis. She's come in and really shut these SEMO hitters down. I mean, they were barreling balls up early in the game.
Aubrey Shore sends a bounding ball towards Darnell, who boots it. That's the second error of the game for Lindenwood.
I could say it time and time and time again. Good things happen when you hit the ball hard on the ground. Barrels that ball up and just eats up Darnell. Tries to field that with her thumb down. Maybe thought it was going to hop up a little bit higher, but definitely needs to keep her palm up in that position.
Sophie Shoup, the junior, infielder will come in and run for sure at first.
Brennan.
I mean, Lindenwood has had 2 more hits and 4 more at-bats with runners on base. That'll change right here. That's a base hit that's going to scoot all the way to the wall. And it's a stop sign at third. But a big-time double from Reagan Brandon. And SEMO has now set the stage to add more.
Yeah, Reagan Brandon does a really nice job. Just barrels that ball up. And you talked about it, the positioning of SEMO outfielders, Brown and Crowder. I mean, Brown is hugging the line in left field, and there's a massive, massive gap. And they let that ball get all the way to the wall. Shoop able to get to third, and Brandon able to get in with a stand-up double. It just feels like a very back-and-forth game. It feels like, you know, when Lindenwood's up offensively, that they have some of the momentum, and then SEMO comes up and it feels like it swings over to SEMO. But neither of these teams, from a pitching perspective, feel like really that they have this game solidified. I think offense is really going to determine who wins this game.
So Reagan Brandon now, by the way, 5 for 6 across 2 games today, and make it 8 straight multi-hit games in the cleanup spot. And you just feel like Lindenwood's got to be ruining those missed opportunities, and Aaron Brown trying to settle things down. 5th inning of a 3-run game, but 2 more could be huge because it's taken a lot for Lindenwood to chip away over the last 3 innings. And up steps Gracie Luna, who's 3 for 6 with 3 doubles in 2 games.
Gracie Luna eager to hit, just barreling balls up today, and sometimes when you're hitting really, really well, you almost feel like you can hit anything.
Chopper out towards Knoll, looks the runner back at third, and gets the out across the way. Job well done from the Lindenwood shortstop.
And that's just a hitter that's feels like she can hit anything just a little bit early. Luna lets that ball travel just a touch more, but those are those in-game adjustments. She's a veteran player and someone that can make those adjustments. She's been early her last 2 at-bats.
Addie Martini. She has been a walking base hit in this tournament so far.
Yeah, Coach Redburn yelling, stay back, hit middle to right side, and absolutely, that needs to be the message. Let the ball travel.
Still looked a little overzealous. 0-2.
And you have to give a lot of credit to Rolanitis. She's come in and kept these hitters off balance. She is really mixing in her off speed a ton. It's almost like she has a few different speeds. She has a true off speed, but then it kind of seems like she can take a little bit off of her harder pitches. So she's doing a good job of keeping these hitters off balance.
Samantha Rolanitis has gone 2 2/3 shutout so far with 3 strikeouts. And make it 4. Got her looking. Mark Redburn not too pleased, but that is 2 huge outs in a row for Rolanitis.
Yeah, I mean, huge strikeouts for arguably the 2 hottest hitters in this SEMO lineup in Luna and Martini.
Now by number 10, Sydney Miles.
You feel like if they can get out of this inning, nobody out, and they had runners on second and third with 2 of their hottest hitters coming up. If they can get out of this inning without fanning a run, you have to feel like that momentum shifts to Lindenwood.
I see what I'm saying, where it just feels like momentum's up in the air in this game. Last inning, Lindenwood had a great opportunity to make it maybe even a 1-run game. Got a run back, could have done more. And now this inning, I mean, it started with the routine ground ball that was booted at second. Then you get a double. Second and third, nobody out. If it's still 5-2 going home half of the 5th, Lindenwood's going to be feeling great. Smash towards second, and atoning for the error. A nifty play from Darnell. That helps get Samantha Rolanitis out of the inning. 2 in scoring position, nobody out, but no runs come across. That's 3 1/3 shutout innings now for Samantha Rowanitis. And it's 5-2 at the bottom of the 5th inning looming. So a couple innings in a row where both offenses have to feel like they could have done more damage than what they accomplished. And now 4-5-6-2 up for the Lions. It was 5-0, now it's 5-2. They've left 7 on. They've had traffic in every inning but the 3rd. But they are still just hanging around. On the ground up the middle, Martini's there, collects, throws, and retires Tori Hatton.
Now by the catcher, number 12, Jolie McMahon.
You see there, Martini had a piece of paper in her back pocket, and that's to help her position. Every hitter, she has where she needs to be positioned, and so you'll see a lot of times baseball players, they have it in the bill of their cap. For softball players, in their back pocket, and it's part of the scouting report about where you want to be positioned. For Martini, one step to the left or to the right, meaning that last play, that's the difference between a single and an out.
Now we've seen a lot of shifting in the outfield and always on the infield too.
And that's the game within the game that I think Coach Redburn is so good at teaching. He was formerly at Mizzou and then took over this SEMO program. I think this is his 13th season now. But something you can always expect out of him is his players are going to be prepared. They're going to be prepared from a scouting report perspective, from a positioning perspective, from a approach perspective. Just really sound players.
2 balls and 2 strikes. Willow Van Heren's gone 4 1/3, allowing 2 earned runs so far. 7 hits, 2 walks, and 3 Ks. For the junior left-hander. Back to back with the off speed. Has that set up McMinn for something here?
Yeah, if you're McMinn, I mean, you got to be thinking hard all the way.
Payoff pitch, and it's laced out to center, hangs up for Walther to make the play. Defensive replacement came in last inning. First time she's been tested.
Double designated player number 7.
That ball was hit on the
Stillman.
absolute screws. That ball was absolutely scorched. Just unfortunately right at Walther in center field.
When you're a freshman and you're brought into a tournament game off the bench in the 4th inning after a bloop single, well, you got to know. You got to catch anything hit your way.
It's just, it's the softball gods. When you get brought in like that, balls just seem to find you. It's just, you can't explain it unless you've played the game, but when you get brought in as a defensive replacement, balls just always seem to find you.
2-out single up the middle from Carter Skillman. That continues the inning. Lindenwood has now out-hit SEMO 8-7. We'll have a pinch runner, too. Bring in a little speed off the bench in the form of Izzy Wilcox.
Entering the game to run for the Lions, number 15, Izzy Wilcox.
2 steals on the year and gives Emily Geary an opportunity to hit one off the wall in deep left center her last time up. That double that was in the air forever, it felt like. Hits it sharply down the right field line. Wilcox can fly. She's chugging for third. Back-to-back base hits, and for Geary, it's back-to-back doubles.
Emily Geary continues to stay hot down in the 7-hole. Back-to-back doubles.
Number 2, Dallas Darnell.
2-out hit. Ball just gets by Shore over there at first base. Does a good job. Pulls this ball just past Shore.
And I know that the last couple games, Kirsten, you and I have talked about bottom of the orders coming through, but since Geary made an out in the second, 7, 8, and 9 combined are 6 for their last 6. 2 doubles, 4 singles, 2 runs scored, and a run batted in.
Yeah, and you have Darnell, who's 2 for 2 today. 2 hard-hit singles. And you have to imagine that that's what Coach Redburn's out there talking about is you do have first base open. Do we pitch around Darnell? But then you have to face Brown, who's also 2 for 2. But do you put Darnell on to load the bases, to have a force out at any base?
This is the game within the game you're talking about. You'd love to have a force out anywhere. But does it go against the grain to put the tying run aboard in the 5th inning, especially this far down in the lineup?
Exactly, and that's just something I think. I think the message to Van Haren is don't give her something too good to hit, but you also don't want to pitch around her.
Pulled on the ground is second. 2 more base runners stranded for Willow Van Haren. Lindenwood has been oh so close to a few big innings, but now they have left 9 on base. 2+ in 4 of the 5 innings so far. They still trail by 3. Well, it's turned into quite a beautiful day. Now early night here at Peoria. Just past 7 o'clock local time here in the Central Time Zone. Still nice and bright, though, here at OSF Healthcare Field. Brittany Falter coming up. It's 8-9-1 for the Redhawks, who still have not scored since back in that second inning. I think the way that this game progressed through 2 frames, anybody would be pretty surprised that we haven't had much scoring, just 1 run total across the last 3 innings.
Yeah, both teams continue to threaten. Saw SEMO in the top half of the 5th and Lindenwood in the bottom half of the 5th, but neither able to come up with that clutch hit. I think the story is the extra base hits. SEMO has 5 extra base hits this game and in clutch situations. Lindenwood just looking for, they just need that one big hit to break things open.
It's crazy for SEMO. They have fewer hits with runners on, fewer hits with runners in scoring position, fewer hits in total in the game, and they haven't drawn a single walk yet. You look up, they're up 5-2. And that's what you'll hear harped on in any conference tournament this time of year. The best teams find a way. 3-1 from Rolanitis. And that'll be ball 4. Brittany Falter aboard for the first time here in this game. And hey, what do you know? There's the first walk. Somebody at home saying, hey, there's the announcer jinx. I don't think it had shown up in about 4 games, just about 4 full. So we were long overdue.
Now back for the Hawks, number 15, Jaylee Walter.
The dreaded leadoff walk, especially late in a close game. And now we see Walter batting for the first time. This is only her 10th at bat of the year. She is 2 for 9, the freshman. 1 walk, 3 Ks mixed in there. And used more as a pinch runner. But all Coach Mark Redburn wants to see here is a successful sacrifice. But instead, it's a 0-2 count.
And I think that's just the learning curve of a freshman. Not sure if she was trying to bunt for a hit, but my guess is probably trying to sack bunt. Just showed way too late there.
Yeah, it looked like she was caught in between really on pitch 2 and pitch 3.
And clearly a sacrifice bunt because Coach Redburn gave it again to her even with 2 strikes. And just, we've seen this multiple times today, these hitters. It's a sacrifice bunt. Everybody in the ballpark knows you're bunting. Square now. Square before you even put the bat back. All get into your legs. You're not trying to bunt for a hit. It's the little fundamentals that will drive coaches crazy. Just you practice over and over and over and over again, sacrifice bunts.
And those are things you're working on in the summer, in the fall, in the winter when you're back indoors. And things that, I mean, you'd be frustrated if your players didn't execute in February, but, I mean, certainly in May, got to get your sacrifices down. That said, it's obviously very tough to come in off the bench as a freshman. Made a nice play out there at center. Not accustomed to getting too many opportunities, especially in conference play. Probably wasn't the expectation to be playing in this game, but when your number's called upon, you got to be up and ready.
And you're up and ready, and that's going to earn you another start the next game.
Hutton slow roller to third. Tough play, off balance throw from Sanders for out number 2.
Now by right fielder number 12, Madison Winkler.
Sanders makes a nice play here, throws on the run, probably has time there to set her feet. But regardless, gets that ball over to first base.
Yeah, but it looks cooler when you throw it off balance and you know, not flat-footed. Maybe we don't show the replay if you stick your feet there. It's all for the fun and the love of the game. Gets the out either way. Madison Winkler. Homer, a double, 3 RBIs in this game. And she shows bunt and drops it down foul. That was the element of surprise. Rolanitis is up to 4 scoreless innings in relief of Rysam. She's 7-1 on the year. That ERA's down to 2.44. Very manageable pitch count, just 57. Trying to get the last out of the 6th and no doubt go back out there for the 7th. And a fist pump from her in the circle as she continues to pile up the strikeouts. 4 1/3 innings of shutout softball with 5 strikeouts out of the bullpen. She has been simply sensational. She's fired up. And Lindenwood with 6 outs to work with, trailing by just 3.
In Peoria. You can start by visiting discoverpeoria.com for the latest.
Five runs in the first couple innings for SEMO, 2 unanswered sits for Lindenwood, but they have left a small community on the base pass in this game. Now have another base runner, though. Taryn Brown is 3 for 3 now. Three singles out of the 9 spot. She's totally done her job. Today's game track is presented by Visit SI. Make Southern Illinois your summer oasis. Rolanitis 4 1/3 shutout. Add another base hit to Brown's line. Winkler's been great. Van Haren still out there just plugging away, grinding away.
Yeah, I think just the word for Van Haren would just be grinding, right? Hasn't always looked the best, but has made some really key pitches and some really key moments, and has had a lot of really stressful pitches. You see her pitch count up at 82, but 82 pitches doesn't tell the whole story because she's pitched a lot of pitches with runners in scoring position, less than 2 outs, has had to make some really, really crucial pitches.
And she's given up 10 base hits today, but I think you could comfortably make the case she's been at her best with runners on.
Yeah, I think she's attacking hitters when runners get on. I think just being a little bit more intentional about going right after the hitters when runners get on. She's definitely found her off-speed pitch as the game has gone on, and I think that's helped her settle in some too.
I mean, she's allowed 12 base runners while retiring just 15 batters, but just 2 runs against her. Two more base runners stranded last inning. Madison Knoll in the leadoff spot, up for a 4th time. A double and a walk to go with a strikeout looking. That was the last time up. And it's turning into a critical frame here because you got 1, 2, 3 due up, already a runner on. 4th time through against the SEMO starter. And you hear the Lions. Feels like you probably got to get at least 1 back here. 2-2. Swing and a miss.
And that's when Van Haren's been at her best. Gets you down in the count. She's gone soft down. She likes to throw that pitch down and then comes back up with that rise ball. Has gotten a few Lindenwood hitters with that sequence. Gets you down in the count, goes soft, low and away, and then comes hard up. Really, really good sequence there for Van Haren.
He's made some great adjustments in the approach to Madison Knoll, and it's not Cater back-to-back times. Anna Sanders 1 for 3. They would love to get Sanders on and have an opportunity with the tying run at the plate for Crowder and Hatton. Lions got one back in the second, one more in the fourth. There's the off speed, drops in for strike 2.
And so this is that sequence a lot of times getting, it'll be interesting to see if she goes off speed again or with one ball already now tries to go hard up and away, but that has been her sequences is following the soft up with something hard up, just like that.
Yeah, back to the firm stuff, up in the zone. I think Anna Sanders was doing some quality scouting from the on-deck circle. That was pitch number 90 of the night for Lil Van Haren. Junior lefty. Looped out to center. That hangs up for Walther.
Now by the center fielder, number 23.
Well, as productive as the bottom third has been for Lindenwood, you can't say the same about the heart of the lineup. 3, 4, and 5, which starts right here with Crowder. Combined are 0 for 8. They've only hit the ball out of the infield once. Hutton makes the call. And after a leadoff single from the 9 spot, 1, 2, and 3 in the order go quietly. And we will go to the final frame in Game 4 of the day with SEMO looking for another victory.
Aubrey Shore.
So Avery Wapp is in there in relief. Coming in the 7th in a 3-run game. Pitcher who missed some time. I mean, Wapp has been dealing with a partially torn labrum. Was finally used again over the weekend. It's really a pain tolerance thing at this stage. 22nd appearance. It sounds like when it comes to usage from her in the eyes of Aaron Brown this week, it's kind of a fluid situation day to day, game to game.
Yeah, and I think probably someone that is going to come on late in relief. Probably someone just with the nature of the injury that can't give you 7 innings, but may be able to give you 2 or 3 really good innings. But they certainly miss her arm in that bullpen. It's really good to have her back. Missed some series. Certainly a leader in that bullpen.
See the stuff right there as she blows it past Aubrey Shore. I mean, she was completely shut down. So she is just trying to ramp back up and looking strong here.
The man catcher number 28, Reagan.
And the question I'm sure that she's getting asked these days is, I mean, how she feels the day after throwing. Pop-up will scoot out of play. Because a lot of diamond sport athletes and pitchers in softball and baseball have somewhat of a partial tear in their labrum. It's just a matter of the extent. Geary over, and this one is a couple rows deep.
Yeah, and I think her health was the biggest question kind of coming into this tournament was how many innings, how many quality innings can she give us? Obviously, had she not been injured, probably the penciled-in starter for this game. But Coach Brown talked about that's the importance of having a lot of depth in your bullpen.
She's got back-to-back strikeouts. That's 3 straight Ks for 2 through 4 in the lineup for SEMO. And that's a punch-out of Reagan Brannon, who was just hitting the cover off the ball to all directions.
Yeah, coming into this inning, had 76 strikeouts in 64 innings pitched. So averaging more than 1 strikeout an inning. Certainly a pitcher that has strikeout caliber stuff. Only 26 walks, just really, really efficient.
Lily Blagio pinch hitting here for Gracie Luna. We'll get the left on right matchup with 2 outs in the 7th. And when we do get to the Lindenwood half of this inning, it'll be 4, 5, and 6. The middle 3 due up. You got to expect that Willow Van Haren will be right back out there and trying to go the distance after Elliott Stinson threw a complete game in their first win of the tournament earlier this afternoon. 2 homers, 6 RBIs for the true freshman. I mean, this is just Wap not messing around. Not only getting in front, but finishing you off. 77 Ks in 65 innings. Winner moves on to the winner's side of the bracket. Loser is playing in an elimination game tomorrow night. Just off the outside corner.
Really mature at bat here.
I mean, it's one of the hardest things to do in sports is to come in and pinch hit, let alone at the end of the game.
Absolutely, but even her misses, fouls off, have been to the opposite field. That's a sign of a hitter staying in the zone for a long time, staying through the ball. They're not pulling off the ball. And like you said, it's so hard to stay ready. And they always tell you to stay ready, but in a sport like this where you're sitting for 6 innings to come in and does a really nice job, draws a walk. Yep. And those are the at-bats that are going to get her more at-bats in this tournament. A lot of people can say pinch hitting is challenging because a lot of players feel kind of the weight of the world. They have to get a hit, but the coaches aren't looking for you to always get a hit. They're just looking for you to have a quality at-bat because quality at-bats are going to they're going to stack on top of each other, and they're going to allow coach to pinch hit you more often, and you get more quality at-bats, and then you start to hit the ball, and before you know it, you've earned yourself a starting spot.
Yeah, that'll get you more plate appearances this week, and, I mean, those are plate appearances that head coaches do not forget come next fall in the winter and into the 2027 season. Bunted towards first, and easily dealt with as Martini goes down. Lop comes in, delivers a 0. Last chance for the Lions when we come back. They need at least 3 to keep playing. We'll see if it's Wilcox or Skillman in the hole in that 3 spot for this inning. Middle third due up. Willow Van Haren facing the lineup for a 4th time through, trying to go the distance, trying to get the win and do so in complete game fashion. It's been shaky at times, but she has pretty much always righted the ship. And this is the type of win, if she can get them across, move them onto the winner's bracket side tomorrow, that you know her coach would have rave reviews about. Because this is what you want and this is what you need from your veterans.
Yeah, absolutely. And if she can see this game out to get 2 complete games from your pitchers on day 1 of the tournament, I mean, there's not much more you could ask for.
On the ground and foul.
We'll see if she sticks to that sequence that she's used. Off speed, just foul. See if she goes hard up.
Hatton smokes one out to right center, and it's a leadoff base hit. Her first hit of the tournament, on for a 2nd time, and a great stroke the other way to get things started.
It looks like that's what Van Haren was trying to do, was to go hard up. But Hatton does a nice job of staying through that ball. That ball just doesn't quite get up like she wants it to. Stays belt high, and Hatton makes her pay for that mistake. Again, Lindenwood has runners on base with nobody out. This seems like every inning.
Number 1, Stella True.
They've been getting runners on, just haven't found a way to get them in.
Stella True will pinch run for Hatton at first. That brings up Jolie McMinn, the catcher. So this was the portion of the order that's really struggled. 3, 4, and 5 were hitless until that Hatton single. Now 11 hits off Van Haren, but only 2 runs to show for it. They have stranded 10. That bounces it. Next offering will be pitch number 101. McMinn takes a strike that settles right on the inside corner. Lindenwood 6 for 18 with runners on. And a massive strikeout for the first out of the 7th.
And if you get down in the count 1-2, it's almost automatic that you're going to see that off-speed pitch down. Just nasty stuff by Van Haren. And if she doesn't get you swinging then, she's going to get you on that up and hard. Has really set these pitches up nicely.
Now batting designated player number 7, Carter Skillman.
So Carter Skillman is going to re-enter. Singled their last time up, 1 for 3 today. Lindenwood trying to at least get the tying run up to the plate and a chance to maybe tie things with 1 swing. And now we're into the back half of the lineup that has been doing a large bulk of the damage, pretty much all the heavy lifting today. Skillman's got a hit. On deck, Geary's got 2 extra base hits. Then Darnell's got a multi-hit game, and Brown, the hottest of the bunch, is 3 for 3. 1-1 is hit well. Walter going back on it in center. Circles around it on the track, though, for out number 2. Skillman gave it a ride, but comes up just short. On a warmer day with the wind blowing out, that might be a 2-run shot. Instead, it just dies at the base of the track.
Good job there by Walther to find the fence and then come in.
Gary pops it up. Shore's got room, but couldn't quite corral it. That's tough, right in no man's land between the trio of Winkler, Hutton, and Shore.
Shore just has a hard time locating it. Gets crossed up a little bit. It's with this turf field and you don't have true dirt, it's hard to kind of know where you're at in space, and you know you're coming up on the fence and still trying to keep track of the ball.
Keep in mind, this is the fourth meeting between these two teams this year, and the first three went to Lindenwood. And that was all on the road at Cape Girardeau. 1-1, smacked in the air, got underneath it. Hutton is there, and that is your ball game. It's a 2-0 day for SEMO. They get their first win of the season in 4 games against Lindenwood, and they have set themselves up for success. Another week, another OVC tournament for the Redhawks here at Peoria.
Willow Van Haren, take a bow. Absolute gem of a performance. Didn't necessarily have her best stuff, but absolutely grinded it out in that first game. Elliott Stinson, both pitchers went the distance for this SEMO team, and then just huge clutch hits, 1 through 9 for this SEMO offense, and just really, if they're looking back on today, a really complete day offensively, defensively, and pitching, and they're going to carry that in the rest of the tournament. But Coach Redburn has to be really happy with the way his team played today.
That's 22 1/3 innings logged now for Willow Van Haren in 4 games against Lindenwood this year, and this was easily her best performance of the 4 in which she has faced the Lions. So she gets the win, her 6th of the season. We check out the tournament winners bracket side. Those are your first 2 games tomorrow. Neither one is single elimination. So it's SIUE taking on UT Martin at 10, and then it's SEMO and Eastern Illinois, the defending champs, to follow. And then we've got your night games as Lindenwood will await the loser of Game 1 tomorrow. Southern Indiana will await the loser of Game 2. And both those games at 3 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Central Time, respectively, are win or go home. We started the tournament with 8. We've got 6 left. And after tomorrow, the field will be cut in half. We will be down to the final 4. So that'll conclude it for day 1 at the OVC tournament. We had a ton of fun. We appreciate you tuning in. So for my broadcast partner, Kirsten Dell, I'm Max Thomas saying so long from Louisville Slugger Park in Peoria, Illinois, where the final score, SEMO takes down Lindenwood 5-2. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN.